Hey, today I'm talking about three 2001 Rachael Leigh Cook films, and the names of those three movies are Josie and the Pussycats, Blow Dry, and Texas Ranger. First up is Josie and the Pussycats. Oh my god, I loved this movie. It was so great. I kind of went into this with a little lower expectations, and yeah, no, I was taken aback by how much I loved this movie. It's so incredibly well done. The premise is this small town band gets found by this corrupt agent who wants to take advantage of them and also maybe brainwash the world. And it's so ridiculous and absurd, but also has so much heart and is grounded, and just like there's so much sincerity to this movie. It's also just incredibly smart. Like all three of the Pussycats did great. Yeah, frickin' Rachael Leigh Cook, Rosario Dawson, and then Tara Reid. And Tara Reid's character was really interesting because she plays like this dumb blonde character, and she does kind of a lot of those tropes. But she's not an idiot. She just comes off as dumb because she has an absolute love of life. Every moment of her life is a 10 out of 10 experience. And that comes off as dumb because, you know, life is complex and difficult. But really, no, she's just living her best life every moment she can. And then on top of that, even though she might not be like the most book smart, she is very emotionally aware of other people. Like she can read people really, really well. There's a number of jokes how she like perfectly perceives someone who others do not. It's just like so well done. And like the story is just so great. I loved the chemistry between all three of the Pussycats. You got Parker Posey in this, and like this was the role Parker Posey was meant to play. Like hot damn. She is just over the top, having the time of her life, but also she's like terrifying as well. Like she could do anything. Her costumes too, they're so Parker Posey. The costumes in general are really interesting because they're very silly and ridiculous at times, but they're also very of its time. Like as much as this movie is an absurdist movie, it is a slice of what happy go fun stuff was in 2001. And just, yeah, no, this movie's fantastic. I really truly loved this movie and had such a great experience watching it. I would be very surprised if you watch this movie and don't have a good time with it. You might not connect to it as much as I did, which would be a travesty because this movie's fantastic. But you should definitely watch this movie because you will leave with at the very least a smile on your face. So yes, I really loved it. Please give it a watch. Next up is Blow Dry. This is a movie about a hairstyle competition starring Alan Rickman. And like, it reminds me, especially the beginning, a lot of Best in Show, just because it is very over the top and ridiculous. Like the beginning of the movie has like this montage of one of the characters just like stylizing someone's hair. Like at one point they blow glitter onto it and it's just very ridiculous. But it's combined with a very serious story of this gay woman who's dying of cancer, wants to reconnect with her ex-husband and adult son, and is just struggling emotionally. And it's like, it feels like it's in a completely different universe than all of the hairdressing stuff. Because it's like, one thing is silly and ridiculous and absurd, and the other is very melodramatic. So it's like, Also, you got Josh Hartnett with just a terrible British accent. Also, the DVD cover has Josh Hartnett and Rachael Leigh Cook on it, and it's like making it look to be like it's a teenage romance comedy type of thing, and that's not what this movie is at all. Like that plotline does happen, but it's a very minor story. The central focus is without a doubt woman dying of cancer. So I definitely went into this with the wrong expectations. Also, not to criticize the late great Alan Rickman's hair, but if he's supposed to be this incredible stylist, both him and his son Josh Hartnett, why did they have the worst hair? Like even for 2001 British hair standards, no. Like Josh Hartnett is just objectively terrible. What are you doing? What are you doing? I know it's 2001, but you're a grown man. And Alan Rickman's hair is classic Alan Rickman, and it's not bad. But if he's supposed to be this incredible stylist, you need to bump it up a bit. So yeah, would I recommend this movie? No, I didn't particularly care for it. There are parts of it that I liked, there are parts that I enjoyed. Rachael Leigh Cook is always a delight. I didn't really care for this movie. I don't recommend it. And lastly is Texas Texas Ranger. This movie's not great. So the premise is based on a true story. It's Texas, post-Civil War, and Texas Rangers are a thing. So it follows this band of Texas Rangers as they hunt down Dr. Octopus. And it's not good. It's really boring. I didn't care about anyone. I mean, Rachael Leigh Cook is very minor in this movie. And when she shows up, she's a delight and a charm. And I'm just like, oh, please give me more of this. But we didn't. We had to focus on James Vanderbeek and Dylan McDermott. And I just didn't care about either of their characters. Ashton Kutcher's in this, and he is just doing his Ashton Kutcher thing, and it is not going great. Frickin' Usher's in this, just trying his best to destroy racism, and it's weird and strange, and I'm like, what are you doing? There are a number of action set pieces, but by the time they came around, I just stopped caring about the movie. So yeah, I really don't have anything to say about this movie. It's just not a well-made movie. It was boring, it was dull, it was uninteresting. So yeah, no, I did not care for this movie, and I don't recommend it. Alrighty, now for today's rankings. First up, we got Josie and the Pussycats sitting number 8 in the really like section. And then after that, a long ways down, is Blow Dry sitting number 87 in the meh category. And then bringing up the rear, rightfully so, is Texas Ranger sitting at number 95 in the didn't like category. And this is out of a total of 99 old movies so far this year. And before I go, I want to briefly talk about the fact that I got to meet Rachael Leigh Cook. Look at it. Ooh, it's a signature. It says, I've heard it both ways. I recently went to C2E2 in Chicago and got to meet her, and it was a delightful experience. I told her that I loved Psych and that I rewatched all of her episodes in preparation for getting to meet her. She said, thank you for watching those episodes again. And then she also said that she always says that smart people watch Psych, which I agree with that. She also said that James and Dulé, the two main actors from the show, are just as silly and goofy and fun in real life as they are on the show. We also talked about The House of Yes, a movie she had a very small role in with Parker Posey and Freddie Prinze Jr., her co-stars from Josie and the Pussycats, and She's All That, respectively. And she said that it was very like good vibes on set. She was pretty young when she was on it too. In particular, she had lots of nice things to say about Parker Posey, which was very nice to hear because I like Parker Posey a lot. And she said that I had a good memory. So yes, she was very delightful and charming and just a very nice person to get to talk to for like 2 minutes. So if you ever get a chance to meet Rachael Leigh Cook, I would 100% recommend it. It's definitely worthwhile. I regret not having watched Josie and the Pussycats prior to meeting her because I would have just laid on so much praise for that movie. So Rachael, if you happen to be watching this, you did a great job. That was a fantastic movie. I would honestly meet you again sometime just to talk about that movie. So yes, good job to you. For everyone else, if you ever get a chance, definitely meet her. She's a very lovely person.